We're back. After 5.5 years, over 550 videos, we're starting all over.
Yeah, ground zero.
So let's not waste any time and get right into it. For those of you who are wondering, we put up a video that kind of explains why we're doing what we're doing. I know you guys didn't like having 31,000 subscribers, did you?
No, it was no fun at all.
Yeah.
Back to zero.
Having all those people watching, you had well, that was a lot of pressure.
There's too much pressure with everybody watching.
So if you have a minute, watch the video. That'll explain it. But like we said, we're going to move forward from there and kind of with a fresh start. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think we want to do something that's a little less formal, a little less scripted, and let's be honest, a little easier for us. No intensive research and script writing and heavy editing. Just a little bit more relaxed environment instead.
Yeah, now we're still going to share the same information and share some experiences. It'll just be a little bit more relaxed format, kind of a different format than what we've done in the past.
Yeah.
With a kind of a researched and written out script, we'll just kind of be more conversational style.
And I've had to listen to these guys for years. And actually, it's kind of nice. These guys are some fun guys.
It's no longer Eric behind the scenes.
Right.
It's Eric right in the center of
Right
the
from the camera.
I'm surprised the camera hasn't already broken. So we'll see how many videos we can make before I can break it.
You want to talk to them about what we're looking for?
What are we looking for?
Well, we're looking for their ideas, their suggestions. If they have articles they want us to review or videos they want us to review, if you've got comments or questions or subjects that you want us to talk about, leave it in the comments below. That's what we're here for.
And actually, I think the goal is to get to the point where we're doing live videos.
Yeah, we want to do some live streaming eventually. We want to get a little bit more comfortable with the new format first, but yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let us know.
So let's talk about our experience here.
Okay.
Steve, obviously the most experienced. Why don't you give a little bit of your background since we're kind of starting over?
Okay, so I've been hobby farming for about 20 years. Moved out of the big city, right? Bought 10 acres out in the country.
Yes, you
and
did.
Planted a garden, got some chickens, and have kind of gone from there.
The American hobby farmer's dream.
Amen, right? Love gardening. Big gardener. That's probably my favorite thing to do is gardening. If I had to choose between animals or gardening, I'm choosing gardening. We don't talk about gardening as much on this channel because historically our audience has been more chicken keepers, so we kind of focus on that. But I love gardening. Also the chickens. I've had chickens for almost 20 years. I currently have turkeys. In the past, I've done ducks and guineas and some of the other fowl as well. Done pigs, done a cow, done goats.
Goats, yeah.
Never again. So I've got some experience with a few different animals, keeping them, raising them, breeding them, butchering them, all that kind of stuff. Bees, I'm a beekeeper. Done that for about 10, 12 years. Not big scale. I've got 2 hives this year. But a number of different things that lots of experience with kind of dabbling in different arenas.
Yeah, I don't have nearly as much experience as Steve here. I've been hobby farming regularly for, about 6 years now. I've got a flock of chickens. I've got a garden. I'm building a duck pond and duck house and actually making some progress on it this year for a change. So that's pretty good. I've done some beekeeping. Steve was my beekeeping mentor when I started. Yeah, done a bunch of different things.
And you also do gardening.
Yeah,
we
I
talk
did mention gardening.
so-
Yeah, I like gardening too. Not as much as Steve does. I'm more of I like planting things and I like harvesting things. I don't like as much of the in between
middle stuff.
I just like eating the thing. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Now, Eric's not a stranger to hobby farming.
No.
You currently don't have any livestock or poultry, right?
yeah, and I won't blame my wife for that. So I'm not blaming you, honey. By the way,
But you have done it in the past.
yes, I moved out to a smaller town and had a few acres, and we unfortunately, well, actually, my wife unfortunately decided she wanted a few
I'm
goats.
not going to blame you.
I'm not
I'm not going to blame you. Here comes the blaming.
Yeah, so we ended up with a couple goats, and it was an adventure that I'm sure we'll discuss a little more later on. But I did grow up as a kid. We had a house, we had a field between us and the railroad tracks, and we had a big garden back there. And so I did grow up around gardening. I enjoy the eating the stuff, not as much the weeding and all the work that goes into it. But
And I think that's something we all share in common is that growing up, we were exposed to or part of some type of hobby farming. I know my dad was a big time gardener, grew all sorts of fruits and vegetables. He had an orchard, he had the vegetable garden, and it was just a part of our lives.
Yeah.
And at times he would raise broiler chickens, and I think at one point, if I remember right, when I was younger, he was even raising some rabbits for meat.
There you go.
yeah, and who hasn't gone to the uncle's house and been chased by some geese? I mean, come on.
And plus, we've done tons of research over the last 5.5 years on some of the subjects that maybe we don't have a whole lot of experience with, but we've been studying it because
Right.
we've been doing this YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
you know,
out
cattle
of
and
necessity, we
sheep
had
and
to learn
stuff
things.
that
Yeah,
I've never really had a huge interest in or kept for myself, but we've done hours and hours of research and talked to people and learned a few things that way as well.
So, Brian, why don't you tell us why the YouTube channel originally came about 5.5 years ago?
So about 5.5 years ago, the three of us all worked in the same department, in the same building, in close proximity to one another, and we got along with one another. Well, Steve and I got along with one another, but we would sit around and just banter about different topics. And since hobby farming was a common interest of ours, it often came up. And some of our coworkers would listen in to some of this banter, some of this back and forth discussion, and say, you guys ought to just video record this and put it on YouTube. So that was kind of the catalyst of starting a channel and seeing where it went. And it went well.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, we weren't famous,
No, we were never well known
We
or
weren't.
popular,
rich.
but we did have a dedicated group of awesome people who would watch our videos and comment and leave us suggestions and hints, and that was awesome. That made it kind of fun and worth it. Is it's like, oh, so and so's commenting again. Let's make sure we get a video out for them because we see them all the time, and it was kind of a fun thing to do. And like I say, it kind of broadened our horizon. We originally kind of talked about just chatting and this and that, and we kind of morphed into here's some information and we're going to present it, which was useful and a lot of people really enjoyed. And again, that we don't want to get away from that, but we want to get away from
We still
that
want to
style
include that in
of
this.
doing. That's one of the reasons why we made the changes to kind of make it a little bit easier for us to do that without stepping on toes or getting other people upset at us. So
Yes, and I will tell you, these guys put in a ton of work on our previous channel, so it was disappointing with what has happened. I will say that.
Yeah.
But the great thing is, I know these guys will work just as hard to make this channel even better.
No, we're not. We're
Wow,
making you
that's-
work
that's-
harder now. 5.5 years, it's your turn.
I just want to sit behind the camera and turn the thing on.
yeah. No,
But what are we expecting, I guess?
Well,
set some goals,
hopefully-
first show.
Hopefully, we can get a lot of those people who were watching our videos on the other channel to find us once again
yeah.
and tune in and see if they like the new format, if they like where we're going and what we're doing. And if so, give us a like, give us a subscription, at least for a little while, to try things out. And tell your friends, tell your neighbors. You know the routine, right?
Yep.
I think so. Any final words?
You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Keep
Yeah.
on hobby farming.
And put those suggestions in the comments.